In this video, I'm going to help you see how to solve 12 sine squared theta minus 7 sine theta is equal to 4. Before we get started, let me just say a few words about inverse function, sine function. So let's just say, for example, here that if I'm looking at some, like what would be the inverse sine of 1/2? And what that means is what's the angle that produces a sine value of 1/2. So what comes out of that is going to be our angle. Okay, so the angle, and in this case you can see that 30 degrees is the angle that produces that sine value. And so our angle is equal to 30. Okay, so that looks great, but notice over here we also have a sine value, a y value, which is the sine of 1/2. Okay, so not only do we have the 30, but we also are going to have, when we're taking arc sine, we also are going to have that we always get 180 minus whatever we're taking the arc sine of. Okay, so in this case it's 180 minus 30, which gives us that other angle, which is 150. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because there's going to be many angles that we're dealing with here, and we don't want to lose track of the fact that we need to think about those angles over here in quadrant 2. If what comes out is an angle in quadrant 1, then we need to think about, oh, well, there's also going to be one over here in quadrant 2, okay? And it's going to be the same thing if we have an angle in quadrant, down in quadrant 4, we're going to need to also keep track, because quadrant 4 and quadrant 3 are related, okay? And the way that we relate those is we're going to always take whatever the angle that we came up with, and it's going to be 180 minus arc sine will get you that those kind of mirrored image angles in quadrant 2 and 3. Okay, clear as mud. All right, but hopefully it will be a little bit more clear as we move on. Okay, so now I'm going to just solve this problem. Okay, so I have this equation. It's got a squared term, so it's in quadratic form. I'm going to set everything equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So I've got 12 sine squared theta minus 7 theta sine theta minus 4 equals 0. Okay, so that's quadratic form. And so that means that I can use the quadratic formula. My sine theta is going to be the same as the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, and in this case, a is 12. That's the coefficient of sine squared. B is -7 and c is -4. Okay, so plugging those into my quadratic formula, I get that sine theta, the opposite of b, so opposite of -7 is +7, plus or minus square root of -7 squared is 49, minus 4 times a, which is 12, times c, which is -4. And that's all over 2 times a, which is 12. So I get sine theta is equal to 7 plus or minus the square root of, let's see, 49. I'm just going to pull up my calculator here, and I get that is 241 all over 24. Okay, and then when I work that out, 7 plus the square root of 241, all divided by 24, that it gives us that sine theta is equal to 0.9385, 0.9385. And then if we subtract 7 minus square root of 241 all over 24, we get that sine theta is approximately negative 0.3552. 3552. Okay, now we're gonna find our angle. Okay, some angle has an output of 0.9. Okay, that's the y value. Remember, on the unit circle, this is a radius of 1. So we're somewhere up here where the sine value is really close to 1. Okay, so when I go to take and figure out my angle, I'm going to take the arcsine of both sides, giving me, on the left-hand side, arcsine of sine. That just gives me theta, and that is 0.9385. Okay, and I can just do that on the calculator, and I get 69.8 for my angle. Okay, but keep in mind that right over here in quadrant 3, there's this other angle that also has that y value, that sine value of 0.9385. Okay, so when you're taking this action right here, there's two different places that you want to go. Just like you take plus minus square root, okay, you also need to take 180 minus that arcsine, 0.9385. Or you could also just do 180 minus whatever angle you come up with. Okay, so in this case, 180 minus 69.8, and that's going to give us this other angle, I'm getting smaller as I go, over here, which is 110.2. All right, so we're keeping track of both those places. The calculator comes up with only an angle within, when you're taking arcsine, in quadrant 1 or 4, okay? And it's going to come up with positive or negative angles, okay? But we then have to actually take that action and figure out also the other angle in quadrant 2. Okay, so now here I'm going to take arcsine of both sides, negative 0.3552. Just like you take plus or minus square root, when you take arcsine, you're also going to take and find the other angle. Okay, so of negative 0.3552. Okay, so that's the action you take when you take arcsine. Okay, so let's get both of those angles here. Just plugging this in. Arcsine of negative 0.3552 gives us negative 20.8 degrees. So that would be in here. That is negative 20.8 because arcsine is within, so arcsine, let's see, arcsine of x, that just goes between negative 90 degrees and 90 degrees. Okay, so your calculator is going to give you some value within those, okay, but I know that that's the same thing as the positive angle going all the way over here. Okay, so I'm going to come up with that coterminal angle. That's the same thing as if I added 360 to this. So plus 360, that gives us 339.2 degrees. Okay, so that's the first one. 339.2. Great. Okay, but keep in mind, we also have this other one, okay? So 180 minus a negative 20.8, that's how we're going to find this other mirrored angle over there in quadrant 3. And that gives us 180 minus a negative 20.8, that gives us 200.8 degrees. Okay. All right, so we have one angle here that comes out of our calculator when we solve for the positive. Okay, but then we also have to take and find 180 minus that angle to get that mirrored image angle over in quadrant 2. Okay, then we have this angle which came out when we took the minus in the quadratic formula there, and then this one came out when we found that mirror image in quadrant 3. Okay, and this particular problem is done because I was just being asked to find the angles in this interval. If I was being asked to find every possible, then I would need to list those 4 plus multiples of 360, so plus multiples of the period of sine. Okay, but this one is done because if I added a period of sine, which is 360, then our angles are going to be bigger than what's allowed within that interval. Okay, so we're done. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 angles that give us a solution to this equation.